and I didn't get the mock test and all.
Okay. All right. So
So can you tell once more?
I will remind once again. In fact,
Okay.
I will when I'll give you the sum, I'll keep 2 minutes for others to try. In the meantime, I'll ping. Okay, that'll be good.
Okay.
Sir,
Mm.
because only 2 days left, so at least one mock test should be conducted, no?
Yeah, yeah. I know. But I also know that mm, I am not in a position of responsibility here. Okay, I will just escalate your concern to the management, and that's all I can do. All right. So the first question was, let me paste it here. This.
Yes, this one.
Mm. So others try. I already gave you the hint. So the question says for any real number x, let box x. You know what box x is. So even if they do not define it, you know it. So box x denotes the greatest integer m such that m less than equals to x. What is this integral equivalent to? Now this integral should be breaking at integers always. Now the problem with this integral is you cannot break down the negative square roots, right? But then this is from the property of even functions and odd functions, right? Try to recollect that, and you will see that x square minus 1 is an even function because fx is equal to f of minus x. Okay, so even functions and odd functions have a peculiar property. If you remember it, then this problem will be quite easy. Try that.
So shouldn't we divide this into something fractional part and all?
Fractional part is divided into GIF and normal values. So if you get fractional
Yeah.
part of x, it is written as box x minus x, right? No, x minus box
Okay.
x. Yes, because box x plus fractional part of x is x. So if you are given fractional part of x, you write it as x minus box x because working with box x is much more easier than fractional part of x. We know that the output will always be an integer, so we can break our integrals accordingly. All right. Try everyone. Okay. The first hint that you will need is something that you have studied before, but we'll revise that. So if you have a, so this is the property of symmetric integrals. Okay. So symmetric integrals are of the type minus a to a fx dx. Okay. So symmetric integrals can be divided into two parts, right? So the first one is if fx is odd. If fx is odd, then fx is equal to f of minus, no, sorry, f of minus x is equal to minus fx, right? So then minus a to a fx is equal to minus a to 0 fx dx plus, sorry, 0 to a fx dx. Now since this is odd, therefore if I replace x by minus x, I'll get minus of 0 to a fx dx plus 0 to a fx dx. Okay, this will only happen because fx is odd. If you do the substitution, you will get replace x by minus u, then you will see that the negative that you put inside the minus u, it will come outside. See, there will be quite a few negatives here. So once you change this from 0 to minus a, you will get a negative, right? 0 to minus a, you get a negative. Then as you put x equal to minus u, you will change the limits, and that will get rid of this negative sign first. And then when you have f of minus u, that will just be equal to minus of fu. So negative, negative, that makes positive, and the third negative will bring it back to negative again. So these will cancel out. Okay, and you are ultimately left with 0. All right, so remember, if there is an odd function and you are working on a symmetric integral, then the answer will always be 0. Okay, here I think I'm missing the dx. Okay, so this happens when it is odd. If fx is even, this is not part of the sum, this is just revising the theory. If fx is even, this cancellation won't occur, right? The last minus wouldn't be there. So in that case, it would just be positive. So what does even function mean? It means f of minus x is equal to fx. So minus a to a fx dx is given by twice of 0 to a fx. Right? This is the one that we will be using. Okay, this is not the one that we'll be using. Now, what was the problem here? I told you that for this particular integral, you should break it in a way that the squares are all integers. Okay, but you cannot do that with the negative numbers. So minus 2, minus 1, you cannot have a square that will give those values. And that is why, precisely why they have given minus 2 to plus 2 and put an even function in there. If it was an odd function, it would have been option D, none of these. Okay, it cannot be calculated in that case. All right, now minus 2 to 2 not modulus gif of x square minus 1, this using this property, minus 2 to 2 gif of x square minus 1 dx is equal to twice of 0 to 2 x square minus 1 dx. Now you can apply the properties of gif. Do it. What is that? Yes, so what will be the breakpoints here? When are you going to get integers? You can keep the two separate. This is very near to the standard of questions that you will be expecting in the exam. Okay, because this question is taken from the ISI question book. There is nothing here that we have not done. It's just a bit of application. So if you have a square, at which points will you be getting the breaks?
Sir, at root 3 and at 2 can be in the last. At root 2 and root 3, we will get integers.
Very good. You missed the first one. Root 2 you will get 2, root 3 will get 3, 2 you will get 4. That is fine. But what about 1? How did you miss 1? 1 is also square, right?
Sorry. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
At that becomes 0 now.
No, it will go from 0 to 1. So 0 to 1, x square minus 1 plus 1 to root 2, x square minus 1 plus root 2 to root 3, x square minus 1. Okay, I forgot the dx again. Fine. Now you know how to do it, so you can continue. I'll finish the writing here. Plus root 3 to 2. Okay, so there will be no constant of integration.
No, sir, it's definite integrals, no constant.
Yes, yes, fine. So now integrated. This is very easy, right?
Sir, I have a question regarding answer writing in UGB.
Ask.
Sir, what if we are not able to express the method we have solved the question and we write the final answers, and how much mark we should get?
If it is a 10-mark question, you'll get 1 mark for the final answer, because that essentially means you have just copied the answer from somewhere else. Okay, where is the guarantee? They don't know who you are, right? So they don't know how good of a student you are, that you have done everything mentally. Okay, that is possible, but it is improbable, right?
No, sir, sometimes we are not able to express the solution.
Just
we
write
have
whatever you calculations you have
that's
done in
why.
the rough space. Okay,
Okay, sir.
they should see the chain of thought, whatever you feel like, because if you are confident with the sum, then you will write it anyway. If you are not confident, then there is nothing to lose, right? So just write anything connecting the two statements that you know. That's it.
Okay, sir.
Complete this problem. What is the answer here? Internal points should start cancelling, right? A few of the points will cancel. Try. So what will be the integrand? The integrand will be x cubed by 3 minus x. So 1 by 3 minus 1. Yes, finish the calculation.
Sir, 4 by no, sir. Calculation.
How are you stuck here? So,
Sir, it's a little bit lengthy.
okay, you are giving the ISI exam. This is expected. So x3 by 3 minus x. And here you go from 0 to 1. Right? Plus the same thing again and again. So I'm not writing all of that. So you will go from 2. What will be this? 1 by 3 minus 1 and then minus 0. So I'm not writing that. Plus root 2 whole cube. That means 2 root 2 by 3 minus root 2 plus, oh okay, there should be one more term, right? Yeah, minus, if you put 1 here, you will get 1 by 3 plus 1. So you can see the pattern, right? Here, they start cancelling.
Yes, sir. These start cancelling, and the left 2 by 3 left at last.
So the interior terms are cancelling, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
that means this one cancels, this one cancels, this root 2 cancels, this root 2 cancels, this root 3 cancels, this root 3 cancels. So I'll be just left with the value with 2.
2 by 3.
Root 3 will cancel, right? And only that 2 will remain. Root 3 should cancel both sides.
Yes, sir. Root 3 will cancel, and we will left by 2. 8 by 3 minus 2. That is 2 by 3.
Okay. Oh, you are giving the final value. Okay, okay, fine. So that is 8 by 3 minus 2. And whatever the value here, that is going to cancel out. So this will cancel out, this will cancel out, this will cancel out. So what are we left with finally? We are finally left with twice into 2 by root 2 by 3 minus root 2 plus 2 by 3. So if I take 3 outside, what will I get? I'll get 2 by 3 into 2 minus root 2. That does not match any of the answers, right? No. So not everything is going to cancel. We have to
It is
check again.
box X. For box X, so we do not write that
Yes, yes, correct.
evaluate that
Correct.
integral.
Very good, very good. Correct. That is where we have been going wrong. All right. So these are all box X's. We forgot that. Put the box X. They are still box X's, right? We did that breakup because it was supposed to be discontinuous at the integers. That is why we broke them up. Now we have to apply the box X also. So in that case, what will happen? In that case, we will go from 2, then what will the integral be? If you
So the
put,
first one will be -1, the second one will be 0, then 1, then 2, like that. Like
yes,
that inside part.
yes, 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 correct. So -1 and then,
So -1 into 1 minus 0 plus 0 into root 2 minus 1, like that.
yes, yes, next,
Plus 1 into root 3 minus root 2.
next.
Plus 2 into root 2 minus root 3.
Very good. So now simplify.
So it is coming 6 minus 2 root 3 minus 2 root 2. If I
No, no,
am
do
correct.
not multiply. Do not multiply. Keep it in brackets. Keep 2
2,
outside.
2 multiplied by 3 minus root 3 minus root 2.
3 minus root 3 minus root 2. That is correct. 3 minus root 3 minus root 2. Okay, so that becomes this one. Option A. Okay, so the property of box integrals. All right. So the property of box integrals, you do the subtraction here because you will get the integer only, right? And then you go for the product. This will cancel out. This will give you root 3 minus root 2 into 1, root 2 minus root 3, 2 minus root 3. You'll do the multiplications, you'll get your answer. Okay. There are a few more sums on integration that we will discuss today, but let us break the pattern a bit. Let us do some other chapter, and then we'll get back to another problem from this series of questions. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. What chapter would you all like to do?
Sir, algebra or sequence and series?
Both are in algebra only.
Yes, yes. Sequence and series.
Sequence series we have done recently in the last class. We did complex numbers. No.
The coordinate.
Coordinate geometry. Okay. We did coordinate geometry and everybody was silent then. Okay, fine. Let us do coordinate geometry again.
Sir,
We'll do.
vectors.
No. Vector. Vector is extremely difficult. Plus, you don't get that many questions from vectors. You will get one question from vector or 3D geometry.
Sir, some probability questions.
Probability
Maybe.
we have done in detail. The entire chapter we have done in detail. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll find something. I'll find something. First, a coordinate geometry question. Try this. I hope you can visualize it first. Yes. What are they asking? Let the equation for the pair of the lines y equal to px and y equal to qx, that can is a mistake here, be written as y minus px into y minus qx equal to 0. All right. So this is the equation of two lines together. All right. Then the equation of the pair of the angle bisectors of the line x square minus 4xy minus 5y square. So this can be factorized, right? Let us check. So this is x square plus 5xy minus xy minus 5y square is equal to 0. Right? So this would mean x common, x plus 5y minus y common, x plus 5y is equal to 0. This would mean x minus y and x plus 5y is equal to 0. That means these are the two lines that you are checking, right? So pair of straight lines, these are all pair of straight lines, x minus y and x minus y is this line, I think, and x plus 5y should be something like this. So I have to find the equation of these pair of angle bisectors, right? Do you need any hints or are you not aware of the formula?
Sir, if I write the angle between, we know the two lines, so we write the angle between the lines tan theta equal to that formula m1 minus m2
No
by
need, no
1
need.
plus m1.
No. That will become much more complicated. There is a single direct formula. Okay, so all right, let us do that instead because otherwise it will take a time. So write down this formula. Equation of angle bisector of a pair of homogeneous equation of straight lines is given by, the formula is x square minus y square by a minus b equal to xy by h. Okay, this is the formula. Now, what are these pair of homogeneous lines? So homogeneous lines, homogeneous equation of pair of lines. You have to know this, otherwise you will not get the coefficients, right? So this is given by ax square plus 2hxy plus by square is equal to 0. Okay, so compare this to the one that is given. I only showed you the factorization because you know that this is a homogeneous pair. Okay, so these are the two lines. Why are these called homogeneous pairs? Because there are no constants here. Okay, if there would have been a constant, you would have gotten a constant term here, a x term here, a y term here. So all of these would have been there, but that is not the case. These are two homogeneous lines. That means they are both, all of them are passing through origin. Okay, because 0 comma 0 will solve this, 0 comma 0 will solve this, 0 comma 0 will also solve this. All right, so in that case you compare this equation to that, figure out a b and then put it here, you will get your answer. Okay, there are so many different weird formulae in coordinate geometry that is extremely difficult to keep track of them. But anyway, finish this now. You can give me your answer.
x square plus 3xy minus y square equals to 0.
I think that is correct. X square plus 3xy minus y square is equal to 0. Very good. So others, I hope you have finished this. You can just check.
So is it x square minus y square plus 3xy is equal to
Yes,
0?
yes. That is correct. So you just have to compare, right? Comparing. You'll get a is equal to 1. 2h is equal to minus 4. So h is equal to minus 2. And b is minus 5. Okay. So equation of angle bisector. You can put the values x square minus y square divided by 1 minus minus 5 is equal to xy by minus 2. So that gives you minus 2x square plus 2y square is equal to 6xy. So that means you can cancel, you'll get x square plus 3xy minus y square is equal to 0. Now, the angle bisectors for homogeneous lines is also a homogeneous line, right? Because all of them pass through the origin, right? So their bisectors should also pass through the origin. All right. This was a nice sum. You all got to learn a formula. Okay. Next, we will go back to the tomato questions. Next is 821. Let us go again. Now that I have taught you one of them, I think you can do this. This is a question. Try. So for this one, I had taught you how to transfer limits to integrals, right? You can use that technique. I spent one whole class teaching you this. How would you know that you need to transfer this into an integral? Because that 1 by n outside will give you the clue. Okay. That is the way in which you transfer Riemann integrals into it. You transfer limits into definite integrals. Yes.
Sir, can you tell once again because I have not attended that class.
So limit, teaching that entire thing will take 1 hour now. So I'll just give
No,
you
sir,
the transformation.
I have studied that in my coaching, but I am not able to remember perfectly. That's why you can
Yes.
once only.
Hmm. So limit, how do you do that? You do that by going like this, right? So if you have 1 by n limit n tends to infinity f of a plus del x I, right? Where the summation goes from, I forgot the summation. So the summation goes from 1 to infinity. I you get from here, right? I goes from 1 to infinity. And del x is given as b minus a by n. So this thing transforms into integral of a to b fx dx. All right, now you can use this to figure it out. Just give me a moment. Let me confirm that formula once. Do not write it down. Yeah, remove this. That is not just 1 by n. That is again b minus a by n. So we'll just attach one more delta x here. Okay, that should give you your answer. So this delta x that we have outside. So this delta x is again b minus a by n. The delta x is same here as well as there. So b minus a by n, we can clearly see that b minus a is 1, right? Because 1 by n is outside. So that means b minus a is 1. Also here, f of a plus del x into I. So again, I is here. Del x, again, 1 by n is here, right? So what is not here? This a is not here. That means a should be 0, right? If a is 0 and b minus a is 1, that means a is 0 and b is 1. Okay, so very clear that this definite integral will go from 0 to 1, right? What will be the function inside now? Figure that out. So only this 1 by n part here, del x, that part is not a part of the function, right? Because we have already accounted for it. B minus a is 1 and n is here. So 1 by n is here and I is the iterant. So what is left? Root over 4, and there you will have the variable, right? So it will just be root over 4x dx. Okay, and box. Okay, so transfer using series to integral. If this is in the subjective section, just write this and you can then go to this step directly. Okay, you don't need to explain all the theory behind Riemann integration. You don't need to tell them how this formula came about. You don't need anything. You can just write it directly. Okay, so now solve this integral, you'll get your answer. We just did something similar, right? So you have root of 4x inside. So the breakpoints will be at 0 to 1/4 and 1/4 to 1. So this will be 0 to 1/4 root 4x dx and 1/4 to 1 root 4x dx, because at 1/4 you will get 1 and at 1 you will get 2. Okay, so these are the integers. So that means for the first part you will get 0 and 0 dx. So dx, integration of dx is just x. Well, technically everything is 0, but still the answer will be 0 into 1/4 minus 0 plus 1 into 1 minus 1/4. So this gives you 3/4, and that is the answer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Abhinandan, ठीक है?
Yes, sir. Got it.
So in the last year's paper, there were 3 questions on this chapter.
Yes, this topic is important and sometimes confusing and forgetful. I don't
No,
know.
this topic is not that important because in the years before that, for 5-6 years, there were no questions on this.
Oh, but yes,
Okay, so
last year it came many times. No?
last year, 3 questions in the
Yeah.
BSDS paper and 4 questions in the UGB paper. 1 question was also there in the second half, subjective, and 3 questions in the objective. So very weird.
Yeah, but you have to remember here this.
Okay, now that we have done a question on coordinate geometry, let us again take a break with a different topic and then get back to integration. So what do we have here? You asked for sequences and series. Sequences and series. Okay, let's do sequences and series. Okay, find out. Try this. The question is easy. It's just a bit of calculation.
1/2.
Fine. 1/2 is correct. Others, I hope you have done it. This one is not that difficult. So sum of an infinite GP, that means R is mod R is less than 1, right? Otherwise you will not get infinite GP. So A by 1 minus R, that is given to be 15. Okay. Sum of the squares of each term. So squares means you will start with A square and the common ratio will be R square. So A square by 1 minus R square is 150. So divide these two. You will get A by 1 plus R is equal to 10. Now divide 1 by 2 or 2 by 1, whatever you want. You will get similar results. Okay. Just to eliminate the A. So let us divide serially 3 by 2. So that would give you 1 plus R by 1 minus R is equal to 10 by 15 is equal to 2/3. Right. So that means you will get 3 plus 3R is equal to 2 minus 2R, which would give you 5 minus 1. So R will be equal to 1/5. Oh, wait. 1 plus R by 1 minus R. This is 15 by 10, right? Made a mistake. It will get flipped. So this is 3 minus 3R and this is 2 plus 2R. So that would give you R is equal to 1 by 5. Now if R is equal to 1 by 5, then you know what A is. You can put it in any equation. You can put it in the first equation. Then you'll get A by 1 minus 1 by 5 is equal to 15. So 4 by 5 will go there. A will be equal to 12 because 5 will cancel there, 3 and 4 in the denominator. So A will be equal to 12. Once you have got this, you will surely get your final answer from here, right? You have R and A. Therefore, the sum of A R square, R to the power 4, R to the power 6. This is basically A by 1 AR square. Okay, the first term is AR square. Fine. So sum will be equal to AR square minus 1 by R square, right? The common ratio is still R square, but the first term is AR square. So this becomes 12 into 1 by 5 whole square minus 1 minus 1 by 25. So 24 by 25. That 25 will cancel numerator and denominator. 12 and 24 will cancel and you will get half. Okay, everyone? Clear?
Yes.
All right. So I don't think we have enough time for the third problem of tomato. We'll do that tomorrow morning. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I have a class.
11:30.
Yes. I have a class with you all Friday 11:30 and Saturday 11:30. Okay. I will complete that problem and then I think Sarad asked me to do a revision. So we'll go through a few topics together. Not do any
Sir,
difficult ones. Yes.
sir, I have sent some doubt questions, and the sir which has taken our class in the morning has tell me that he will take in the next class and he will discuss.
Okay.
So
So
you will
then ask
discuss
him.
or he will?
He will discuss. Okay. Um, different chapters, different teachers. Okay. So I will probably revise the chapters that I have taught. I'll talk to you on different theoretical issues and look into a few examples. Okay. Not many difficult sums because doing new problems right before the exam, you will not remember anything anyway. Okay. So before we leave today, let us do one more sum, but from a different chapter. So far, we have done coordinate geometry and sequences and series. Any other chapter that you would like to revisit? Anyone? Or
So
I'll pick
complex number one
Probability.
question.
complex number has been done yesterday. Just last day we did.
Probability.
Probability you want. Fine. Let us go with probability. Okay. Let us go with stats and probability. We have not done many questions on statistics, right? Fine.
Sir, in B math there is no statistics.
Oh,
No?
right, right. B math, there is no statistics. Fine. B stat people get it. Okay, fine. Then let me find something on probability. This is the question. The probability that a randomly selected two-digit number belonging to the set is a multiple. Okay, some words got cut off. Is a multiple of 3. That is the question. Two-digit numbers. You don't have to do a lot of calculations here. You can do it intuitively.
Is it 0?
Hey, how can probability be 0?
Sir, 1/2.
This is not that difficult. So 2-digit numbers, right? And that belongs to this category. So let us look into how the numbers look like first. So 2 to the power n minus 2. Check for n equals to 1. You will get 0. Fine. N equals to 2. You'll get 2 square minus 2. 2. N equal to 3. What do you get? 2 cube 6. N equal to 4. You get 2 to the power 4 is 16 minus 2. 14. N equal to 5. You get 2 to the power 5. 32. 30. So what do you observe? Only odd numbers are divisible, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how many numbers will there be? So
45 odd numbers and
you'll start
total
from
90.
you'll start from 11 and end up to 99. So right. Therefore, n will be here equal to, this is the traditional way. So n will be equal to 99 minus 11 by what? By 2 plus 1. That is how you get n. So this will give you 45. So what is the probability? Probability of the event will be equal to 45 by how many total odd numbers are there? So that will be, how many total numbers are there? That will be 10 minus 90. Yeah. So including 10, there will be total 90, right? So 45 by 90 is equal to half. This is the way in which you would be writing it in the exam. But as soon as you observe that only odd numbers give you this, you can write half. Because the entire universe can be split into odd and even numbers, right? So if it happens true only for odd numbers, then the probability is always half. It doesn't matter 2 digits, it doesn't matter 3 digits. Okay. In fact, they can change this problem and make it 2025 digit number. You will get doubly confused. But try with 1, 2, 3, 4, you will observe that it is every odd and every even number. So whatever digits might be, there will be how many ever number of digits you have to check. Half of them will be odd, half of them will be even. So the probability will always be half. Okay. Very intelligent question and very simple as well. But if you
There are only 5 and 6, like n equal to 5 and 6 will give us a 2-digit number. Out of that, 5 will be like divisible by 3 like that.
yes, always. So you can see that every odd multiple, every odd n gives you a number that is divisible by 3.
Yes,
So
sir,
that means
that I saw. Like after every like first number that is divisible by 3. After that, every second like from that every second number in the series will be divisible by 3. So like now the 5 and 6 are only 2-digit numbers here. So that is why I asking. Right.
you can extend the result, right? You do not need to experiment with 2-digit numbers. You can conduct the experiment before and then extend the result. Okay. You have to observe the value of n, not the terms of the series. Okay. Look into the behavior of this set. N belongs to n, 2 to the power n minus 2. This set belongs to all naturals. N is taken from all naturals. You have to look into the subset of this set, which are 2-digit numbers. And we have to show that this subset, what is the probability of this subset divided by the total sample space, which is all 2-digit numbers. So 10 to 99. Okay, clear? So the sample space S will be 10 to 99. And I can write, okay, before that, we can just write here sample space. So what is the sample space here? The sample space S is 10, 11, dot, 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 99, right? So how many numbers are here? NS will be equal to 99 minus 10 plus 1. So that will make it 90. This is where you get this 90 from, right? So what was the probability? The probability of E would be NE by NS, and that is how you get half. Okay, once you know the property of the set, you can extend it to any sample. If you ask for 3-digit numbers, then you can do it 3-digit numbers. S will become 100 to 999. Even then, whatever the sample space, half of that is odd, half of that is even, right? So the answer here will always be half, irrespective of the number of digits that you are given. This question, wherever it was, they did not want you to get confused that much, or probably it was a subpart of a larger question. So they put 2-digit numbers. They can easily put 100-digit numbers. Your conclusion will not change. Now, is it clear with everyone?